welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plugging into some really interesting reading about the Zero SRS electric motorcycle.
That's right.
Our mission, basically, is to sift through the details and, really get a handle on what makes this bike special and why you might care.
Exactly. We're looking at the Zero SRS. The article we read calls it a pretty bold leap, actually, for electric motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this mix of cutting-edge tech and really sleek aerodynamic design. Came out of a collaboration with White Motorcycle Concepts.
Right, White Motorcycle Concepts. So this isn't just about, putting a battery where an engine used to be.
No, definitely not.
We want to figure out what really makes the SRS stand out, in this market that's getting pretty crowded with electric options. We'll be digging into the tech, the performance, how it actually feels to ride, and the practicality for real riders.
And it's worth saying all this comes straight from the article. We look at specs, features, comparisons, the whole deal.
Okay, good. So let's jump right in. The article makes a big deal about the aerodynamics.
It really does. And it's pretty central to this bike. They talk about the intelligent aero prototype developed with White Motorcycle Concepts.
Intelligent aero? Sounds fancy.
It is. The result, they claim, is a 25% reduction in drag compared to Zero's other bike, the SRF.
Wow, 25%. That's a lot for a motorcycle.
A huge. And it's not just a number. It means better energy efficiency, which, could mean more range in the real world.
Right. So for someone riding it, what does less drag actually feel like? Is it just range?
Well, range is the big one, but it also means a smoother ride, potentially quieter too, less wind buffering.
Okay.
And better stability, especially when you're going faster. The article even mentions active aerodynamics.
Active aero on a bike.
Yes, adjusting parts might sort of adjust to optimize airflow depending on speed, like some high-end sports cars.
That's pretty wild, and it's all wrapped in that full fairing design, which looks very futuristic.
Definitely. It looks the part, but it serves a real purpose. Efficiency, stability.
So it's functional and looks cool. Got it. What about the power? What's making it go?
Okay, powertrain. It uses Zero's Z4 7510 motor. This is a well-established motor for them. Permanent magnet AC.
Proven tech, you said.
Yeah, known for being efficient, reliable in their other bikes.
Good to know. So what's the performance like? Does it feel fast?
The key thing here, like with many EVs, is the instant torque. We're talking 140 pound-feet. That's 190 Newton meters.
140, right from 0 RPM.
Exactly, the moment you twist the throttle.
Oh.
So that acceleration is just immediate, thrilling.
I bet.
And the article emphasizes how smooth and quiet it is. A real difference from a vibrating, noisy gas engine.
Yeah, that silent rush is something else. 140 pound-feet. It sounds like serious grunt.
What about top speed?
The article quotes 124 miles per hour, so about 200 kilometers per hour.
Okay, so definitely enough for highway riding, not just city streets.
For sure. It's designed to handle both environments pretty comfortably.
And the big electric question. Range. Yeah, charging. What are the numbers? Right. So the city range is quoted as up to 200 miles on a full charge.
200 miles city, that's pretty solid for commuting or errands.
Yeah, it's quite good. Highway range is lower, as you'd expect, up to 123 miles.
Okay, 123 highway, still decent. And the battery?
It's a 14.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack.
14.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack.
14.4 kilowatt-hour charge, got it. And the charging time? That's often the deal breaker.
Well, this is where it gets interesting. It has fast charging capability. With the 6 kilowatt charger, the article says 0 to 95% in just 1 hour.
1 hour. Wow. Okay, that's actually really practical.
Yeah, it makes longer trips or quick top-ups much more feasible. Really helps with that range anxiety people talk about.
Definitely changes the game compared to waiting hours. Now, moving beyond just power and range, the article mentioned it's packed with tech.
It is. You get a nice customizable full-color digital display. All the info you need right there.
Standard stuff these days, mostly.
True, but then there's the smartphone integration via Zero's app.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What can you do with the app? You can customize ride modes, which is cool, run diagnostics on the bike, and importantly, get over-the-air updates, OTA updates.
OTA updates on a motorcycle. So it can actually get better over time. New features, maybe performance tweaks.
Exactly. Just like your phone or a Tesla, it helps keep the bike feeling modern, future-proofs it in a way.
That's genuinely impressive. Okay, so to really place the SRS, the article compares it to some big names, right? Harley Livewire and Energica.
Yeah, the Harley-Davidson Livewire and the Energica EVA Rebelle. The article provides a nice little table comparing them.
Let's break that down. How does the SRS stack up, say, on torque first? We know it's got 140 pounds-feet.
Right. And that puts it ahead in this comparison. The Livewire is listed at 86 pound-feet and the Eva Rebelle at 113 pound-feet.
So noticeably punchier than both, at least on paper.
Seems like it. That initial acceleration should feel stronger.
Okay. What about range? City driving first.
The SRS claims that 200 miles,
Yeah.
the Livewire is 146 miles, and the Energica Eva Rebelle actually claims more at 250 miles.
So the Energica wins on city range. What about highway?
SRS is 123 miles, Livewire is 95 miles, and the Eva Rebelle again claims the top spot with 140 miles.
Interesting. So the Energica seems to edge it out on pure distance, but the SRS is solidly in the middle, better than the Livewire.
That's how the numbers look, yes.
And charging times. We know the SRS is about an hour.
Yeah, 1 hour to 95% with that 6 kilowatt charger. The Livewire is similar, 1 hour using level 3 DC fast charging. The Energica is quicker, 40 minutes using DC fast charging.
40 minutes is fast, but an hour is still very usable.
Agreed. An hour is manageable for a lunch break or coffee stop on a longer ride.
Now, handling, weight plays a big role there. How do they compare?
The Zero SRS comes in at 516 pounds.
Okay.
The Livewire is heavier at 560 pounds, and the Energica Eva Rebelle is heavier still at 573 pounds.
Ah, so the SRS is noticeably lighter than both competitors here.
Yeah, by a fair bit. Around 40, 50 pounds lighter. That should translate to feeling more nimble, easier to handle, especially at lower speeds or on twisty roads.
Makes sense. Lighter is usually better for agility. Okay, the big one, price. How do they stack up financially?
The Zero SRS starts at $20,995, according to the article.
21 grand, basically.
Right. The Livewire is just slightly more, starting at $21,999. But the Energica Eva Rebelle is quite a jump, starting at $26,990.
Wow, okay. So the SRS is priced very competitively against the Livewire and significantly less than the Energica.
Exactly. It seems positioned to offer a strong blend of performance, tech, and range for its price point in this specific group.
Yeah, it looks like a really balanced package based on those comparisons. Now let's circle back to the SRS itself. The article talks about design and comfort beyond just the aero.
Right. That fairing, beside cutting drag, also gives you better wind and weather protection. Makes longer rides less tiring.
Which is important. Comfort matters. What about the riding position itself?
It's designed to be ergonomic. More upright seating, handlebars and foot pegs, place for comfort, not an aggressive sport bike crouch. Aimed at reducing fatigue for commuting or touring.
That sounds appealing. A powerful bike that doesn't bump your back. How's the suspension handle bumps?
It's got a pretty sophisticated setup. Inverted front forks, adjustable rear monoshock. The idea is to balance responsive handling with soaking up road imperfections smoothly.
Good components, then.
Seems so. And tying into comfort again is that electric powertrain. It's quiet. Virtually no vibrations. That makes a huge difference in how tired you feel after a ride compared to a gas bike.
Oh, yeah. The lack of vibration is a game changer. Okay, so let's try and summarize the big wins for the SRS based on everything the article highlights.
Okay, key advantages. Number one, that innovative aerodynamic design, the 25% drag reduction.
Right.
Then the instant, thrilling torque, that 140 pound-feet. Impressive range, especially city, combined with that useful 1 hour fast charge.
Yep.
Advanced tech, like the customizable display, the app, and crucially the OTA updates.
Okay.
It's relatively low weight in this electric class, leading to agile handling. And of course, the eco-friendly aspect, zero emissions.
That's a pretty strong list. But no bike is perfect. What potential drawbacks or things to consider did the article mention?
Sure, got to look at both sides.
Yeah.
The price, while competitive for electrics, is still high compared to many gas bikes. That's a factor.
It's good.
Charging infrastructure. While improving, finding fast chargers, especially outside major areas, can still be a challenge sometimes.
Depends where you live and ride.
Exactly. The highway range, 123 miles, is decent, but less than its city range and less than the Energica. Something to plan around for long trips. Weight, while lighter than competitors, 516 pounds is still heavier than many lightweight gas bikes. And finally, for riders totally new to electric, the silent operation and instant torque might take a little getting used to. A small learning curve, perhaps.
All fair points. Things potential buyers definitely need to think about. Now, the article had that FAQ section too, right? Let's quickly hit those common questions.
Yeah, good idea. It confirms the starting price.
Yeah.
$20,995.
Got it.
Restates the range. 200 city, 123 highway. Confirms the charging time. 1 hour to 95% with the 6 kilowatt charger.
Yep.
It touches on the SRS versus Livewire differences.
Okay.
Again, SRS has more torque, more city range. Livewire has the Harley brand cachet.
Right.
Suitability for beginners. It suggests the smooth power is manageable, but given the overall performance, rider training is definitely recommended.
Sensible advice.
Confirms the smartphone app connectivity and features like customization and updates.
Okay.
And it circles back one last time to emphasize that unique aerodynamic design and the 25% drag reduction benefit.
Great. That clears up those specific points. So wrapping up this deep dive, what's the final picture of the Zeros RS?
I think it comes across as a really well thought out, capable electric motorcycle. It carves out its own space with that focus on aerodynamics, balanced performance, practical charging, and modern tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a significant player, offering a strong mix of innovation, real-world usability, and, that sustainable angle.
It really does sound like a compelling package. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How advancements like this intelligent aero, fast charging, how they're genuinely reshaping transportation.
Absolutely. The whole landscape is shifting.
So a final thought for you listening. What part of this electric evolution gets you most excited? Is it the performance, the tech, the sustainability? And based on what we've discussed, what other questions does this raise for you about where mobility is heading? Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.